What's up, guys? Welcome back to another MCOC Alliance War, and this time my alliance is taking on Darth Vader. I am a couple of weeks behind, 6 wars to be exact, so I'm going to try my best to get all of these uploaded in the next couple of days. We only have 1 week off from Alliance, from Season 6 to Season 7, so yeah, I want to get that uploaded before then and then do the results, and then open up some 5-star crystals as well, and a 6-star crystal. So up first on my unblockable first node, I have an Iceman, and I haven't had as much issues as I've had with him in the past. In the past, fighting him, I would at least once per fight get clipped by the L1, but that hasn't happened to me in the past few times that I fought him. And I do like to push him to the L2 only because of his ice armor. If he uses his ice armor when L2, or if he uses his L2 when the ice armor's up, he will basically shatter his own armor, and then it goes into cooldown. So I'd rather do that than to parry, because you kind of waste a parry because he immediately shrugs it off. But yeah, easy fight. I did lose quite a bit of health there, but overall not too bad. Up next we have a science here on the Bane node, and I see that there is a Quake there. And yeah, so this fight, this time I brought in Void, and after bringing in Void, I was like, you know what, I should have gone with Blade. This fight definitely could have gone better. I was too busy concentrating on those aftershock charges and not really looking at the Bane. So yeah, I had Bane on me for quite a while. Then I panicked, tried to get in there, get a hit, and yeah, I got hit by that L1 there. So now I have 3 charges on me. Gotta time this properly so that I don't get stunned. But also I need to worry about that Bane as well. So yeah, if I would have brought in Blade, then I could have been holding block and regenerating at least some while Bane is on. I could have got a good amount of regen instead of taking so much damage. Plus, I would have had class advantage, so she wouldn't have been dealing as much damage there. Got a transfer there. Finished off the fight with 4% health left, so I went in with 71%, I do believe, and then finished with 4%. So yeah, it took a lot of damage. I only got hit 1 time, but poor Bane transfer and everything. So I healed up. What was that, like 4 health potions, 3 or 4 health potions, and I go in. I wasn't sure if this was going to be a Medusa or a Hyperion. Was that? I think that's why I healed up so much. Yeah, so just in case it was like Hyperion, I could have taken an L3 if I needed to. But yeah, fight Medusa on here is a lot easier than it used to be. I have a lot more practice fighting Medusa, so I don't have as much trouble. I do have trouble with Hyperion still, but that is only because at times he just does not like to use his specials. So yeah, definitely would rather fight a Medusa. Even though there, for most of the fight, you can't do a combo because it's only like a 9-second downtime, because it takes 3 seconds for each Fury, and then after that the Furies stay up for 14 seconds. But I am doing damage that whole time, so not to worry about that. So the goal is to get a Petrified debuff and then get a Dexterity buff on myself, but see, I finally got it there, but it's best if I had 2 Petrifies. So yeah, there we go. Finally got the 2 Petrifies. Now need to land that hit. So took another chunk of damage off of there. And yeah, so go in. Do I do a... Okay, yeah, I did drop the L1. I wasn't sure if I was going to drop the L1 there or not, or hold off, but yeah, finished the fight off there. So there was 2 reasons why I healed up completely. One was because I thought maybe that would be Hyperion. The second is for the next fight, but we'll get to that in a second. So I go in here with Blade, throw on some boosts, throw invulnerability boosts, and that is because there is a chance that I will throw push him to an L3 just because I don't want to try too hard to bait out a special and get the dexterity buff on me, giving him some good regen. He threw a special there once he got to his L2, which is happy about that. Through this L2 here, and so at this point I can do like parries and go ahead and drop the L1, but I did not drop the L2 there, which does all that bleed, but it would have been best to get some parries in there and drop the L1 because he's not going to convert those into rage while he has that fury up. So the rage or the fury expired, so back to the going in, attacking, trying to back him up. Try my best not to trigger dexterity. I can't remember if it's this war or another war where I do actually trigger a dexterity buff towards the end of the fight, prolonging it a little bit, but nothing too bad. So here I am trying my best not to push him to 2 bars of power until after that fury wears off, because I don't want him to drop it in L3 or L2, because the whole thing will be unblockable. So got through that. I think I actually go in. So stop. Okay, nope. I went ahead, finished off, dropped the L2. It's hard for me to remember when I did this war 2 weeks ago. That's why it's best when I do upload them right away, but I got kind of lazy. Actually, I got sick, and then I got lazy after that. So this was the second reason, because I knew that this was going to be Iron Man Infinity War, which it was not, and I was actually happy about that. So kind of happy, but at the same time, it's like, man, if I would have known that this was going to be an Ultron, I would not have used so much health earlier. Also, if I would have known that other fight was going to be Medusa, I would have probably just threw on like 1 or 2, maybe, health potions. But, better safe than sorry. Not much to say about this fight. I just have to keep my eye out for the evade. So, I kind of go slow a little bit, only do like 3 or 4 hits. Just looking out for when that evade pops up, if it does. I can't remember if it does pop up in this fight or not. I do have the 2 petrified debuffs on him, so I kind of didn't want to parry him there just because he was taking damage from his regeneration. So now he's in the Fear of the Void, and he's not taking the damage because of he has maxed out recovery, so it was out recovering the debuffs that I had on him. So up next, who was this fight? Was this yes. So actually I went in and I saw persistent charges, so then back out, and I'm like, who has persistent charges as a skill? And asked my alliance, and the only one that they can think of was, of course, Aegon, and was like, what, somebody put an Aegon here? But they put Aegon there. Very happy that they did, because very easy fight. He is nothing like he was in the quest, because he doesn't gain those charges constantly. So since he's not gaining any charges, the only thing that he's gaining is fury every time. So if you had a what's his name, Symbiote Supreme, this would be a very easy fight as well, because you're just going to keep feeding your keep nullifying those with the stagger and doing all the damage, and getting Mystic Dispersion if you had that. But I actually don't have any points in Mystic Dispersion at the moment. I don't have any mystics that I run, but pretty easy to bait out his specials. I did in the maze, because I went through the maze one time and I forgot about that final stab down. I believe it's on his L2, was it? I did get hit by that when doing the maze, but in here I made sure to wait for that stab down, just to before I went in to punish his L2. So my final fight here, Sabretooth, who I have fought here quite a bit recently. I'm trying to think who I normally fight. Sabretooth here. Sometimes I fight Green Goblin. Every now and then I might fight a Cable here. But yeah, for the most part, it is a Sabretooth, and Void just wrecks him. I don't worry about the strike back on this node just because, you know, for the L2, typically I block that first part right there, evade the second part, evade the third part. That first part doesn't do a whole lot of damage, so, you know, I don't mind blocking it. I have evaded it in the past, but, you know, I have messed up trying to evade it, and it's just much safer. It's kind of like what's her name, Emma Frost's L1, where a lot of people block that first part and then evade the second part and go in and punish, just because that first part doesn't do a whole lot of damage. So same concept right there. And yeah, for the most part, he does throw that L1 a lot, and you don't have to worry about that. But yeah, so coming up, this fight is just about over. Do I finish with 100% health? Yeah, there we go. So finish with 100% health. But yeah, it didn't matter. My teammates ended up taking down the boss. I believe it was Medusa. But we did end up losing this war. Didn't do too well as far as the deaths. But yeah, anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.